Our President, Mr. Αβέρωφ Νεοφύτου, and the Democratic Rally, I welcome you, and I would like to invite Mr. Νεοφύτου for his introductory speech.
Your Excellencies, I wish to warmly welcome you and extend my sincere appreciation for your presence. Cyprus has always maintained and enjoyed very good relations with countries of the Arab world, the Middle East, and countries beyond Europe. We share relations of true friendship that form the basis of further enhanced cooperation. In an era of growing regional and global insecurity and asymmetrical threats, Cyprus is a growing pillar of stability in the region. Particularly in regard to our region of the Eastern Mediterranean, one of the important elements of Cyprus' foreign policy is based in reaching out to our neighbors to build regional cooperation and synergies. On Cyprus' initiative, trilateral cooperation mechanisms have materialized, including the key regional players and Greece. We have launched trilateral cooperation with Egypt, Jordan, Israel and Lebanon, with a valid potential to evolve into quadrilateral cooperation with the participation of Italy. Indeed, our gathering is in the limelight of the first ever visit of an Egyptian president to Cyprus on Monday, and of the trilateral meeting held yesterday with Egypt and Greece. Our aim is to further improve and strengthen bilateral relations with the countries of the Middle East, as well as the partnership between the EU and our region to the benefit of our peoples. In this light, President Anastasiadis recently repeated Cyprus' commitment to supporting the sovereignty, integrity, and stability of Lebanon in a telephone conversation a few days ago and a face-to-face meeting led last night with Prime Minister Hariri in Larnaca. But our greatest hope is to emerge as a symbol of hope as well. A comprehensive settlement of the Cyprus problem, an international problem which has been on the agenda of the United Nations for the last 4 decades, will offer hope that even the most complicated problems can be solved peacefully through dialogue. Such a solution will constitute a model where Christians and Muslims can peacefully coexist and live side by side. Your Excellencies, key to this is the need for a settlement on the Cyprus issue to lead to a truly independent and sovereign federal state, a goal which was not shared by Turkey in Grazo-Montana last July. I will not enter in the details of the many aspects of the Cyprus problem. I will, however, refer to some of the very substantial parameters. For the first time, a multilateral conference on Cyprus was convened in the presence of the United Nations and the European Union at the highest level, during which Turkey engaged in a first discussion with the Republic of Cyprus on the vital issues of security and guarantees. The conference on Cyprus in Geneva was a very important and historic step towards our goal for the reunification, which was and remains to achieve a comprehensive, lasting and viable solution to the Cyprus problem, in line with United Nations Security Council resolutions, international and European Union law. Discussions on the 4 of the 6 chapters, governance and power sharing, property economy in European Union, have taken place interdependently for the first time, as called for in the joint declaration of February 11, 2014. This new negotiating effort has yielded positive results in these 4 chapters, with important progress on a number of issues. And yet, despite the progress, distance will still separates the two sides on various aspects of these mentioned 4 chapters. The chapter of territorial adjustments and security and guarantees, the most crucial and sensitive chapters, are at the heart of the remaining challenges in the negotiations. These are the chapters that will ultimately define whether a solution can in fact be reached. As you know, the conference was the result of the June 4th, 2017 agreement in the headquarters of the United Nations in New York, through which the United Nations Secretary General publicly recognized that the chapter of security and guarantees constitutes an essential element in reaching an overall agreement on the Cyprus problem. Towards the effort to positively support the whole process, the United Nations Secretary General presented an outline of 6 fundamental thematic topics, which consisted, on the one hand, the chapter of security and guarantees, including the withdrawal of the foreign troops, and on the other hand, issues related with the internal aspects and power sharing of the Cyprus problem. We expect Turkey to take practical and concrete steps, taking into account not only the benefit of the people of Cyprus, but also the positive impact a settlement will have to the regional stability and cooperation, particularly on the chapter of guarantees, which, as you understand, will decisively determine the outcome of the whole process. Greece considers the regime as anachronistic, and it does not wish to continue being a guarantor power. Britain has put forward that it will only remain a guarantor power if this is demanded by both communities. On the other hand, Turkey insists on the continuation of the guarantor rights and on a permanent presence of Turkish troops on an independent state, member of the United Nations and member of the European Union. Turkey's claim is totally unacceptable. Cyprus is and will continue to be an EU member state post-reunification, a viable, functioning, modern state that is a member of the European Union is in no need of guarantees from any third country. The best guarantee for security is a well-functioning state. Your Excellencies, our will to achieve a comprehensive, lasting and viable solution to the Cyprus problem based on a bicommunal, bizonal federation is intact and stronger than ever. Despite our disappointment, our determination to continue the process at the point it was interrupted is very clear, and it was conveyed to the United Nations Secretary General by President Anastasiadis. The framework for a settlement upheld by Security Council resolutions, the EU values and principles, and the 6-point framework of the United Nations Secretary General provide the grounds to move forward. For us, the 6-point framework as a package, and each and every element of it being subject to the others, offer the grounds for the needed breakthrough that will allow to effectively tackle also all other outstanding issues. For us, the Greek Cypriot community, there is no plan B, just simply because there is no Cyprus B. There is only one Cyprus. The President of the Republic suggested to the United Secretary General the engagement in shuttle diplomacy, either by the United Nations or through well-known personalities or even third countries, which are generally acceptable by all parties as impartial, such as collectively the members of the Security Council, which will assume an important role in post-settlement Cyprus on security issue. This will allow the United Nations Secretary General to assess the positions and intentions of all parties involved and evaluate if the necessary conditions are in place in order to reconvene the conference for Cyprus. We are strongly committed to reaching a functional and viable comprehensive settlement, fully in line with the European and international law. Reaching such a settlement would allow Cyprus to utilize its full potential for economic growth, prosperity and peaceful coexistence of all its citizens in a country which fully respects their fundamental human rights and freedoms. The best guarantee for Cyprus and its people is the membership of the European Union. the combination of political and economic security and stability, and our capacity as an EU member state will further amplify the competitive advantage provided by our geographical position. But Turkey remains the missing link. It is critically important to have concrete actions by Turkey that put flesh in the public statements that are committed towards the solution of our problem. We would like Cyprus to provide the pillar of peace and security and cooperation in the region that can greatly benefit from. Cyprus should be a country not to be the source of further problems, but be a source of hope and regional prosperity. It is our strong belief that such a development will also further enhance economic cooperation in the region. It is a realistic fact that country relations today have a strong economic cooperation aspect at the heart, acting as a catalyst. Our culture is close to the people of the Middle East, and our countries already enjoy relations of true friendship, relations that can only be enhanced with further economic cooperation, facilitated by the overall business environment, our tax system, the bilateral double tax agreements, and the level of professional services offered. That can facilitate investments from the Middle East and the Arab world, as well as from third countries, even from Brazil, from the Latin America. Cyprus could be the stable gateway of its investment to countries of the European Union, and in this way strengthening even more the relations of countries in the region to the benefit of all the peoples in the Eastern Mediterranean, enhanced by the growth prospect of Cyprus, already growing at 3.9%, we can only imagine the prospects of a united Cyprus. In times of increasing challenges for the international community, I join my voice with that of President Anastasiadis and call on your substantial support and help so as to turn Cyprus into a political and diplomatic success story, to help convey the message as to the dynamic potential for our collective solidarity bound to the universal values and principles contained in the United Nations Charter. With these thoughts, I thank you again for your presence here today. And during our lunch, I will be at your disposal for any questions or any suggestions. Thank you.